Hello, my name's Leah Carroll. I'm here today with Ford UK and Erin Baker with the Women Drive Electric event. We're getting into a couple of Ford Mustang Mach-E's and we're going to have a look at sustainability, mobility, accessibility, how easy it is for buyers to enter into the new electric and growing market. It's very jargon filled and it can be very difficult to understand exactly what the manufacturers are talking about when they're explaining their cars to you. So what we're going to try and do here today is explain and make it much easier to have a look at electric vehicles, the choice and how easy it is to run and own them. So enough about me, enough about the event, let's get to it. Out here with Ford UK today and we're checking out the Ford Mustang Mach-E. We're going to be taking a quick test drive out to the Gridserve service station. We'll be looking at mobility, sustainability and barriers to entry for people who are looking at buying EVs but don't know too much about them, about the process, how easy or how difficult that is, and then using, owning and running costs as well. So we're going to take a quick spin and I've got the GT is first up. In Ford's Mach-E GT, this is the performance version. I'm just setting it up now and we're going for a quick spin to the services station, see how easy it is to charge. We basically have been invited over to discuss a number of issues around mobility, charging. Ooh, that was nippy, unexpectedly so. So yeah, mobility, charging, infrastructure, and then the jargon and marketing. Due to the 2030 deadline of the removal of sale of petrol and diesel cars, a lot of people are looking into using electric, and especially right now with the fuel crisis, prices have gone through the roof. A lot of people just don't understand the jargon. One big issue they've come across in the UK is the ability to charge easily, and a barrier to entry is definitely that you have to sign up for an account, that you have to download an app, give your credit card details, and it can be quite a long and drawn out process. What needs to happen is that it should be more of a pay as you go. You should be able to just get your credit card there and then and just enter the details as you would with any other purchase, and away you go. You start charging, you get your coffees or whatever at the service stations and the job is done. But for now there's a bit of a battle on their hands over here, so if you're traveling from anywhere in Europe into the UK, you need to do your research on charging stations. You can use apps you'll have to download and accounts you may have to set up in advance. That was pretty quickly moving off. Gridserve fast charging station that we're going to pull into and look a bit more at charging availability and just how easy it is or isn't. See, it's a completely electric forecourt. Nicely and neatly to our charging ports. That's kind of cool. Great. To open it inside, it's a lever. On a traditional forecourt, one pump can service up to 12 cars an hour. Gridserve has the capacity for 36 cars at the same time to charge. Everything from cars and motorbikes to buses and HGVs are catered for. Currently, Gridserve is unique in offering contactless payments, so you can use a credit card, a debit card, as well as Apple or Google Pay apps. You just wait for the beep, which means everything's connected, and then the charging session can begin. One of the biggest concerns when buying or leasing a new car is the running costs. It can be off-putting when you look at the purchase price of an electric car, but once you've taken the leap and bought an EV, ongoing running costs are lower than existing petrol or diesel cars. If you have off-street parking and you can fit a charger on the outside of your house, the electricity costs are based on your tariffs from your electricity provider. If you don't have access to a charger at home or at your workplace, only then do you need to rely on public charging, which can be more expensive. Occasional top-ups on long journeys are obviously necessary, and you can reduce these costs with subscription services. Both traditional cars and electric cars have to pay tax. However, the more CO2 a car emits, the more expensive it is to tax. Therefore, EVs are currently very cheap to tax. Although as more and more people are buying EVs, the grants they receive are reducing. Reducing your monthly costs and working out exactly how much you can save depends on how you plan on using an EV. It depends on your annual mileage, where you drive, and a host of other factors. Although EVs don't use oil, there's nothing to change at a regular service. There are plenty of other parts though that do need tending to. Brakes are more important in an EV because the braking system tops up the battery with energy, and this would usually be lost. This means the brake pads, discs and fluid still need to be maintained. Tyres are the only part of the car that make direct contact with the road. They enable a car to grip the road and make it possible to steer, accelerate and brake effectively. Regularly checking your tyre pressure and tread depth is of great importance, as well as looking for blisters, bulges or cracks in the rubber. This is the exact same in an EV as it will be in a traditional car. As electric vehicle owners, we don't need to personally maintain the batteries as the battery packs are sealed. They can be opened by the technicians if the coolant needs flushing or topping up, but apart from that, they don't need regular maintenance. As automotive reviewers, we need to ensure the information we pass on is easy to understand and ensures the fundamentals are outlined without confusing technical jargon. At our meeting, we discussed how we can improve on translating what can be extreme technical information into everyday relatable language. We started our meeting by breaking down and simplifying how easy it should be to own and run an electric car. It isn't always the case that information is easy to find and understand. Plenty of research is still required, but it doesn't always have to be confusing. Our discussion ensured that when in future we discuss electric cars, we should use simpler language so that everyone from beginners to long-term users can still get something from the articles and videos we create.